online emissions and some
Oh, sorry. I don't want to pick up here. Yeah, you're fine. Go ahead. Yeah. May I take one of these? I already know the biggest problem.
Did you get some
Yeah, pretty. Okay. Thank you. Excuse me. I mean, I'm just roll with him. Like,
we're going to market it there.
So actually, I'm CK with FCA. It's nice to like see you in person. Oh my god, I'm on camera. Is it running? It is.
Yeah, we're live.
We're live. We are awesome.
And you got. Oh, Paul's gonna be here in a minute. We just.
But not a big deal. I guess we're excited. Really, should be difficult about this.
Obviously, they didn't even real right. But
that's probably not going to happen on this. That's not my bad. That doesn't have the video on it. Just take his ball.
What are you trying to do?
Which I have that, but I think we'll have to share it. I'm going to keep that in the video too.
are we ready?
We are ready.
Hey, we're live from TISE, guys. I want to tell you we are excited for everybody to be here. And as usual, you know, we got the preferred guys get over here. We're here together. We talk about going to shows. We talk about going to certifications and getting to convention. And this is the proof. We're here. We got Dave Garden with CFI. We got CJ with FCICA. I'd like for them to step up here and kind of tell us a little bit, tell all you guys a little bit about what is going on with them. There's some exciting, you know, developments over the last few months. So, the horse's mouth, Dave, CJ, guys, take it over. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Okay, so it is really cool. We're happy to be here. Thank you for actually giving us a voice. All right, to talk about, well, we're combining our conventions. So we doing things together now that we weren't doing before, which makes anybody who shows up, their education, because what the convention is for is to be educated in something. Well, by cross-branding that and doing that with FCICA, we're bringing
all this expertise together.
Yeah.
Look, we've talked on the Huddle here several times about, we're getting cut off, so probably, but we've talked several times here on the Huddle. FCICA does. We talked about CFI, and now what they've done is combine their resources. It sounds like they're doing one show combined. The value there, guys, is unbelievable. What FCICA brings to the table is high-level communication between within the trade, as well as the SIM program, which is, in my opinion, every installer ought to take the SIM. We did a scholarship for it, and we had a winner, so that was awesome. But when you combine these two organizations, the magic that's going to happen, I think is going to be unbelievable. You got to get to this show. So CJ, you want to tell us a little bit coming together?
Yeah, so Dave kind of mentioned it a little bit. So our organizations complement each other. So, and they work well together. So it's training the CFIs, obviously training the installers, and FCICA, our education focuses more on installation managers and like contractor company owners work well together, because then FCICA's members have installers too. So now our members can attend FCICA's convention as well and like bring their installers with them, and vice versa. Anyone that would attend the CFI convention can attend, any of the FCICA sessions. So we'll have some joint general sessions where we'll educate each other because, we're all in the same industry together, and then we'll have some tracks. So the normal education, like breakout sessions you'd have at a CFI convention or at an FCICA convention, we'll still have those, maybe like 2 going on at the same time, or a few separate as well, so that you can select what kind of education session you want to go to. And then of course we both do a trade show, so we'll have that joint as well. So we'll have all of our manufacturer partners from both organizations will be able to exhibit and have installers and contractors all at the same time visiting their booths.
Yeah, so bringing the field and the office together. When I first started installing, there's always been this thing like if you work out of stores or you work for a flooring company, there's this idea, and if you're an installer, you know what I'm talking about, like the field, that separation. It's kind of getting broke down because of the way you guys are combining. The synergies are excellent. And Marquise,
Yes, sir.
yeah, so this dude, man, tell us a little bit about your path here and how these two organizations have helped you.
Oh gosh. Well,
I put Marquise on the spot too.
I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Dave. I would still be hitting the trade shows. I was involved with the National Wood Flooring Association. When I first started training through CFI, I participated in Dave's class. I say participated because I didn't pass Dave's class. Eventually, over the years, Dave eventually passed me by participating in different trade shows. It wasn't that I didn't do well in the classes. I didn't show up.
Yeah. Well, part of this is like it shouldn't be easy, right? Like certifications or high-value trainings. Like you shouldn't just be able to take a willy-nilly, handwritten test and that's the end of it. Like we're talking about creating professional installation. Well, I should just say installation professionals, which you, sir, have become, right? I mean, through these organizations, you've got it tied in.
The skill was there. The skill was there. He brought the skill to the table. We didn't teach him how to be a better installer so much as he came in and doing some couple things and he corrected, right? That's up to the individual. No, he course corrected
I
those
understand,
things.
but you got to have a platform for that to happen.
Absolutely.
And CFI is the platform. I mean, without that, you just keep doing things the wrong way, right? I mean, without that guidance that they provided,
I read the instructions, the manual, all that type of guy.
well, you're already 50% ahead of a lot of installers with that.
Yeah. So it was that was something I made all my guys do. Like we'll sit in a circle just like this, and if it's a new product, we haven't used it, we're gonna read these directions, even if we've installed this product before. If it's something new, anything new that I see, I want to know detailed how is it supposed to be done by the manufacturer specs. So I came to CFI with that mentality. And it was just getting certified. I found value in that, and it was the personal connections after the certification. Because Dave's been there with me ever since the certification.
Yeah. Well, and from the outside looking in, it's opened up some doors for you. Would you say like the certifications and plugging into the industry and caring, not just caring about how the product's installed, but actually becoming in a lot of ways the case here with the FCEF, an ambassador for.
Here's the thing. The doors are. Marquise chose to walk through the doors.
Yes.
Right? And that's a decision he made. So he walked through doors that they were open. They weren't only open to him. He chose to walk through them.
Yeah.
And so as you walk through those doors, you think it's this whole other world. And this room is bigger than the room we were in before.
Yeah.
And there's all this new stuff you got to learn. But you know what? There's another door on the other side of that room that you got to make yourself to. And then when you get to that door opens up. You got all this new stuff you learn. And you look in here, you look at Marquise is on our team with setups. Right? And so we were doing one of the manufacturers. First call I made when it came to LVP was Marquise and his brother. Why? Because I knew what he could bring to the table.
Yeah.
Right, and those guys talk about hitting it out in the park.
Yeah, your
Those-
team has really
yeah.
done some special stuff to,
Oh,
to
yeah.
set up all the. Every year at TISE there's a installer competition and carpet, resilient,
Well, this year it's carpet and wood.
carpet and wood, and so these guys do all the hard work of doing that background of setting all the rules, and so
And those are our trainers that do that.
real quick, can you guys tell the convention is the new combined?
Combined convention. It's in September.
September.
In Orlando at the Rose and Shingle Creek.
Where's that at?
In Orlando.
So Orlando, Rosin Shingle Creek.
Where the CSI
combined.
convention has been in previous years. It'll be in that same location. And I don't quote me on the date, but I think the end of September. But we'll come out with an actual, I think the date was announced, but I don't remember.
Well, stay
recall it
tuned.
right
We'll announce it on the Huddle in coming episodes. I want to thank you guys. Get